Welcome to the deep dive, where we try to cut through the noise.
Yep, straight to the heart of things.
Exactly. And today we're diving into something pretty unconventional. An ancient war, but forget nations or religions.
Yeah, the source we're exploring talks about a conflict fought with frequencies. It's a fascinating angle.
It really is. The source is the Horde versus the Sovereign, a new paradigm for an ancient war by someone called Mr. 76.
Right. And it attempts to reframe some familiar concepts about control and power structures, but in a very different way.
Our mission here is basically to unpack this worldview. What does this author actually mean by the Horde and its opposition, the Sovereign?
It's a unique paradigm for sure.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Mr. 76 kicks off by saying, the usual terms, Illuminati, cabal, deep state, they've become, diluted.
Diluted, dismissed, mocked, forgotten is the quote, I think. The author argues they don't capture the essence anymore.
So instead, we get this concept of the Horde.
And it's defined not as like a specific group of people.
Right, not a secret club.
No, more like a frequency field, a living consciousness of control, almost like a background hum that shapes things.
Okay, so how does that hum manifest? How do we see it?
Well, the source points to the system that maintains it. Things like the echo chamber of false narratives.
Makes sense.
Also, the education that erases truth, the media that distorts, and this idea of a soulless machinery keeping people distracted.
Asleep, obedient, divided. Yeah, that's the description. It frames systemic issues as symptoms of this underlying frequency. It's an interesting perspective.
And what's really striking, I think, is the claim that the Horde isn't just some top-down thing. It's also in people.
How so?
The source says anyone who attacks truth, defends the lie, mocks awakening, and worships conformity acts as a node of the Horde.
Wow. So potentially without even realizing it.
Exactly. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, it raises questions about personal responsibility within these larger systems.
It sounds almost like a thought virus, the way it's described. It moves like a virus, adapts, changes its name.
But it's always the same frequency. Control, suppression, disconnection. That's the constant core, according to this source.
Okay, a pretty bleak picture of the Horde. So what's the counterbalance?
Right, so then we get to the Sovereign. And the author is clear. These aren't rebels in the usual sense.
Not anarchists, not following some external leader or doctrine.
No, they're defined internally as those who remember, who start to pull away, ask questions.
Who vibrate differently even before we know why. It sounds very intuitive.
It does. Their definition hinges on their frequency, their refusal to bow, and this inner truth that refuses to die. It's about an internal resonance.
Right, that inner knowing.
And Mr. 76, the author, actually identifies as one of these, calls himself the Illuminator.
Okay, but not to lead a movement.
No, that's emphasized. The role is described as needing to speak, shine light, and disrupt the frequency of the Horde. It's about awakening, not leading followers.
So, this isn't a political campaign. It's framed as a return to truth, to alignment, to remembrance, to sovereignty. A personal return.
Pretty much, yeah. An internal shift.
So, tying this back to the ancient war, the source is pretty blunt. This war is not coming, it's already here.
Right.
That's the assertion. And the way the Sovereign fight is different.
How so? Not with weapons.
No, not with fists, the text says, but with vibration, with clarity, with voice, with courage.
So the resistance is energetic, mental, spiritual.
Seems to be, yes. Yeah. Internal fortitude, speaking truth, holding a different resonance.
And there's a point made about the Horde's power.
Yeah, that while it seems vast, it's not infinite. Its power is based on illusion, noise, and fear.
And crucially,
when the enemy is named, it begins to lose power. Just identifying this frequency, this dynamic, is presented as an act of reclaiming power.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. This deep dive looked at Mr. 76's idea of an ancient war fought with frequencies. We have the Horde, representing control, suppression, disconnection, that pervasive frequency field.
And the Sovereign,
embodying remembrance, inner truth, the refusal to conform, vibrating differently.
A war fought not on battlefields, but within consciousness through resonance.
And the source ends with that powerful line. The Horde rises in darkness, but the Sovereign carry the dawn, and we do not bow.
Carry the dawn, that really sticks with you. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does it mean for you, listening right now, to remember your own inner truth, or to carry the dawn in your own way, especially when faced with conformity or narratives that don't resonate?
Definitely food for thought.
Something to reflect on after the dive.